Hello, I'm Dragoș, and in this video we're going to take a look of how you can install WordPress on an Ubuntu ARM server. In the past I've created a couple of videos about ARM servers and how they are different from x86 and how the performance compares, so I will let a link into the description with these videos. In this video we're going to take a look where you can find ARM servers. Even you can get a free one that it's very powerful, that can help you host multiple WordPress websites. We are going to install CloudPanel to host our WordPress websites. We are going to check the exact configurations that you need to do to have WordPress installed securely and safe on a ARM VPS server. The first cloud provider that can help you host ARM servers, it's Oracle Cloud. The free tier can help you a VPS server with 24 GB of RAM and 4 CPUs and 200 GB of block storage. In here you will need to create a VCN first, where you will deploy your ARM server. In here I have a VCN. You need to have a public subnet so it can be accessed, and after the VCN is deployed, you can create it with the VCN wizard. If you want, you need to check the public subnet, and in here you have the security list, and in here you need to allow some ports, like 22 ports. This one is to log into SSH. You see in here you have the source from everywhere to connect to the 22 port. You need to allow access to the 443 port. This is for the HTTPS access. 80 port and 8443, which is the CloudPanel administration port. After you have this setup, you will need to go and deploy your compute instance. In here, compute instances, in here I have already one deployed, but let's simulate one, and in here you have the name that you need to provide, the compartment if you created one. In here you need to choose the shape for this, and for the shape you need to go with Ubuntu, and you should go with Ubuntu Canonical 2204. You select the image, and in here you can change the shape and you can change the Ampere one, and in here you will have the options to change the number of CPUs and the amount of memory you have for CPU, and 24 GB for the free tier. Let me select the shape. Right now I don't have anything free. In here you have the VCN that you need to select, the one that you've created, and the public subnet to choose it. In here you have the options to generate a key or to add one that you already have. In here you have the options to change the boot volume size. You can increase it up to 200 GB. You can ignore this message because this is actually a miss message. You will not be charged if you are using up to 200 GB. And after you hit deploy, and sometimes it may happen that there isn't resource available, so you need to try multiple times to have one created. After one is created, it will look like this. In here you will have the instances, and you will have the instance, you have the public IP for this, you have the username Ubuntu that you need to connect to the server. For this we are going to use Hetzner, and Hetzner is another VPS provider that can help you have ARM servers. And in here what we need to do is to go and add a server. In here you can choose the data center. Right now ARM servers are only available in Germany and Helsinki. In here you choose the image, the default one it's already chosen for us, 2204. In here you have the options to choose the ARM architecture. In here you have the different options with the price, and in here you have the price that will be at the end. So you can choose from multiple shapes in function of what you need to host in there. You see you have decent prices which are cheaper than the one with x86 architecture. In here you can change the networking. You need to choose the SSH key for the connections. You can add volumes, you can add the firewall, you can enable backups if you want, and so on. And in here you put the name. I'll put the Ubuntu ARM in here. I will hit create and buy now. And right now the server will start to be created. It will take about 1 minute. In here you have the IP address for this server that we are going to use to connect to it and install the necessary tools to host WordPress. So you copy the IP address, and the next we're gonna go and we are going to open the terminal, and in here to connect to the server we just need to go SSH -i is the key, IDRSA it's in my case the key name, root is the user. To log in you have an IP in here and you hit enter, you hit yes, and in here you are logged into the server now, and I've created also an article with all the things that you need to do to have all of these things done. And the first thing that we'll need to do is to update the VPS to the latest version and install some packages like curl, uget and sudo to have everything prepared so we can install CloudPanel in there. I've also a course that will explain you everything that you can follow with all the things that needs to be configured on a server, about CloudPanel configurations. I will let a link into the description to check it if you're interested to know more and see how you can install CloudPanel and manage your own websites. So right now the update is going and all the packages will be updated to the last version. This should take about a couple of minutes to run. And after we'll reboot the server and we're going to install CloudPanel, we're gonna take a look of the installation commands that you will need to run on Hetzner and the other one that you need to run on Oracle Cloud in case you were lucky and were able to get an ARM on the Oracle free tier. Let's wait for this to finish. Okay, in here we'll hit enter, in here same enter, and right now everything is updated. We're gonna reboot. Right now we will be disconnected from the server and you will need to log back in a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and after you log in we are going to run the command to install CloudPanel. So this is the command to install CloudPanel. This will gonna install CloudPanel with MariaDB 10.11 on Hetzner. You see in here that you have like a cloud equal to Hetzner. So this installation to be linked to Hetzner and be able to automatically create snapshots if you want. And for Oracle, you just need to run this command. Also, it will install Maria, but it will not have any cloud provider in here. So let's copy this command. And we are going to log into the server and run it. I will going to copy this. I will open the terminal again. And right now the server should be rebooted and I will log in again to the server. Okay, I am logged into the server now. Then I will copy paste the command in here. And right now CloudPanel will start installing. CloudPanel, it's a great tool. It's a lightweight tool that can help you host multiple websites, not only WordPress. It can help you host Magento or other PHP websites. It can help you host Node.js. It can be used as a reverse proxy. It has all of these nice features that can help you managing the websites on any VPS provider. Again, if you're more interested in the details, I have a lot of tutorials in here that can help you with CloudPanel, including securing, updating it and back it up. I have let the playlist into the description. Also, the course gets into more details and will help you understand even better CloudPanel and all of its features. So this will take about couple of minutes to install. It will not take long. At the end you should have an working CloudPanel installation that you can use to install WordPress or any application you want. You can choose the PHP version. You have Redis and Varnish cache that you want, that you may use to speed up your WordPress installations in there. So right now you see that it's installing the PHP version. In here, they are the ones for the ARM architecture. Right now the CloudPanel installation finished, and in here you will have the IP address that you're going to use to log into the CloudPanel administration area. A good practice is to reboot again the server to be sure that everything starts cleanly, and we will let it already restart. So in 1 minute we can try to log into the administration panel, and we are going to configure CloudPanel, and we are going to add a domain in here. So let's open a new tab and let's put the IP address. This is the server IP address with the port. That's why we open in the Oracle tier the 84431, so we can access the CloudPanel installation. So in here you see that we can proceed. We have an HTTPS error message, which is normal. And right now we put our name in here. I'll put the username in here, repeat those. I will put my email. I'll put a password for this. Here you can change the time zone. You agree. I will create the user. And right now we can log in with the user and the password that we've created. And right now we're in the administration interface of CloudPanel. You have seen here, you have the admin area with the IP and the details. For more details on this, I will let the other videos. And the first thing that we are going to go is to go and add our administration subdomain. So to access this installation securely and not go on 8443 port, we need to add an administration domain in here under admin area settings and the domain name. And I have in here a domain that we can use for this test. It's test one that I have. And we are going to add an A record. I am using Cloudflare for this, but you can use any DNS provider you want. And in here I will create a subdomain with this, and it will be CloudPanel, and that will point to the domain. I will not proxy it. I will hit save. And then I will configure this into the CloudPanel installation. And I will put the subdomain in here with the domain like this. And then I will hit save. And this should configure CloudPanel to use this subdomain to access the CloudPanel securely. So this should take about a minute or two. So right now the domain is saved. So to test it, we should go to HTTPS and the domain name and access it. And you see in here that right now we're prompted to log in again securely without the IP or the security problems. Let's put my password. Okay. Right now the next thing that we are going to do is to add a website. Again, for the website that we want to add, we're gonna go and copy the IP address, because first we need to point the domain to the server. So in here in Cloudflare, I will add an A record. Again, I will not proxy it right now. You can activate this at the end, and in here you will point the root domain like this to the IP address of the server. I will hit save. So right now the IP address for the root domain is going to the VPS server that we've just created. We can go and add our site. So in here you have the options to add a site. You can add different websites, WordPress, Node.js, static ones. You can even add reverse proxy or Python sites. Let's create a WordPress website for this. So in here you will add your domain with www or without www as you like. In my case, I am not going to use www for this. In here you put the site title, Great Baby Tips, and in here you have the site user. This is the OS users with the OS password. In here you have the admin username for the WordPress with the password. Then we copy this password to have it and use it. Okay, and in here we have the admin email. You have the options to install a multi-site. We're not going to do this. We'll hit create. And this should create our WordPress website. This should take about 30 or 40 seconds. It's very fast. It will create a database and everything for us. You see in here, you have the database users, access, site user, the admin, and so on. And right now, the website is added in here. You can go and manage it. So in here, you have the tabs for CloudPanel with everything. And in here, in the settings area, you have the options to choose your PHP version. You can choose even 842. You can set your memory limit for this. 520, it's more than enough. The execution time and the input time, you can change the parameter in here for the upload. You can enable the page speeds and so on. I will let these things as defaults. In here, you have the databases that were created for this. You can activate the varnish cache for this if you want. But what we are going to do in here is to activate the SSL and TLS certificates, because right now, by default, it has a self-signed certificate, and we need to create a new Let's Encrypt certificate for this installation. I will let it like this to create for both. This will create and install our Let's Encrypt certificate so we can access our server securely. So in here you see that it didn't verify the www. What we need to do is to go in here and add a CNAME record and the www to point to the main website like this. So right now, let's wait for a couple of seconds and we're gonna hit again and install this, and we shouldn't see any problems with the certificate. Let's create and install it again. Okay, so right now the certificate was generated for both. So what we're going to do is to go and open the website like this, and you see that right now the WordPress is installed in here. We can go and open the admin area. We can put our user, which was admin, with the password, hit remember. And right now we're in the admin interface. We can go to settings and change our WordPress settings in here. We can change the permalinks and other things that we may want. If we're going to check the tools and site health in here, you'll see that the status is okay. You don't have any problems with this WordPress installation on the ARM server. So right now you can even go and add additional websites if you want. You can go in here and just hit the add button. You can add as many websites as you want in function of the power that the VPS server it has. So yeah, like this you are installing an WordPress website on an Ubuntu ARM server with CloudPanel. I hope you enjoyed the video. In case you want to find out more about CloudPanel, I will let into the description a link to the course and to the playlist that has all the details for CloudPanel that can help you manage easily your WordPress websites. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.